Hey guys, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to another episode of Man Cave Meals. Today I'm going to introduce you to a new smoker that's wandered up onto the Man Cave party deck. This is the Karubecue. It is a really amazing design of a small footprint, fully automated stick burner. So let's take a look at what's in the boxes and then have a look at the smoker itself. This system shows up in two boxes, and the first box just contains the cooking chamber. So I've opened it up, and I'm going to go ahead and get this guy out. And the second box comes with all the other associated pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and unload this, and we'll look at everything individually. The first step in putting this guy together is I set it up on its back side where I could easily get down inside of this guy with the lid propped open like this, and I use the supplied nuts, bolts, and washers to put these back legs on. The back legs have the wheels, and it comes with the nuts, bolts, and washers and a hex key, and all you need here is a 7/16 inch wrench. So now I'm going to put the front legs on that don't have wheels. And once you have all four legs on, you've got a nice little setup here where you can pick it up from the front and move it around based on the wheels on the back. So the next thing we need to do is put the shelf racks in. And the shelf racks go in very simply. Just slide them in at an angle and hook them into the tabs at the top, and then they just fall right into place. And then we just slide our cooking racks in to whatever level we like. And that takes care of the assembly of the cook box part of this project. Now that we have our cooking racks installed and the box set back up properly, we're going to set the firebox in place. And the firebox just sits right on top, just like that. And then the fire grate slides in. And then you have the top that sits right on top. And then to finish this installation up, all we've got to do is put the control box in place. Just like that. So that was a fairly easy assembly. It took me maybe 20 minutes tops, and maybe even less than that, to get this guy up, put together, and ready to go. So now that we have that done, I want to show you some detail about this guy and talk to you about why I think this is one of the next big things in the world of barbecue. Now that we've got this guy together, I want to talk to you a little bit about how this thing works. This is the top of our cooking chamber. Our firebox sits here and fits into this outlet, and our control box sits over here and fits onto that outlet. So this is where the heat from the firebox is drawn into the cooking chamber. So I'm going to go ahead and sit the firebox right up here in place, and then we'll have a look at the firebox. This firebox sits neatly on top of the cooking chamber, and inside the firebox we've got our fire tray that looks like this, and it just slides into position right here and sits right down there, and that is the surface on which we're going to build our fire, and the ash from that fire can just fall through underneath. On the back side of the firebox, it's a little hard to see in here where it's dark, we have two outlets that are adjustable with bolts on the back. We have one down low and another one up high, and these allow us to select where we're going to get our heat from when we have the control fans running. If we want our heat from the top side of the fire, where we get some additional not fully combusted smoke, we can draw air from up high. If we want the totally clean smoke from underneath the fire, we pull it from underneath the firebox. Our control box for the unit sits here on top of these openings. We have an outlet opening here, and there's a fan that goes over that. This fan draws air out of the smoker. It creates a vacuum inside the smoker that pulls air from the firebox. This second outlet here is for convection. It moves air inside the cooking chamber to create a nice even heat. And this guy just sits on there just like that. Power connects to the back side of the Firebox with a regular 3-prong outlet. And on the front side of the control box, you have your control knob where you set your thermostat for the temperature that you want to cook at. The front door latch is at the top of the front door, and it just pushes out, and then you give it a turn, which unlocks it and allows the front door to swing open. And when the front door is fully open, you can see that we have 4 cooking racks in place there that can be adjusted at any level that's suitable for your cook. And you can also use a cooking rack to hold a drip pan underneath, which is something I will do to help keep grease controlled underneath there. So let me pull those cooking racks out where I can show you the back side of how the heat comes into this cooking chamber. You can see in the back side of the cooking chamber here the heat tube. This is the tube that connects to the Firebox, and when the vacuum is created by the control box fan, the hot air and smoke comes down through this channel and disperses itself inside the cooking chamber with the help of the convection fan that's on the control box. There are 2 additional accessories that come for the Firebox. You have a cap that you want to use when you've got a fire going in there to help manage your fire, help make your fire more efficient, and help keep sparks from popping out of the top. An additional accessory that comes with it is this beautiful little stainless steel grill grate, where if you've got a fire cooking there, you can throw a steak on this guy and cook it if you like while you're smoking, because you're going to have a blazing hot fire going right here on top. This smoker also comes with a Thermoworks digital thermometer that you can set right here at the outlet to check the actual temperature of your pit and monitor it digitally, and then you can adjust your thermostat according to whatever this reads if you're not happy with the actual ambient temperature. This will just give you a little bit finer level of control of that temperature inside the smoker. The final accessory item that comes with this grill is a fire management tool, or a poker, or an ash rake, or whatever you want to call this. This is a very nicely made tool that you can use to stir the coals in your Firebox if needed, or adjust the positions of the wood. If you want to run pit temperature probes or meat probes into your smoker, you can do that through these small holes at the top or the rear corners of the smoker. You don't want to run those through the door, because you want that door's got to make a good seal to keep the vacuum working, to keep the heat flowing in the smoker properly. So every bit of this thing is made of high quality stainless steel. As I put this thing together, everything is super solid. It's very well made. There's nothing flimsy, flexible, or otherwise not high quality about this thing. I was super impressed with how well everything fits and how well everything's made. It's really nice. So that's going to wrap up my overview of the assembly and overview of how this smoker works. In my next video, what I'm going to do is we're going to learn how to build a fire in this, and how to start it, and how to get the smoker up and running. So until next time, this is John Setzler with Man Cave Meals.